How do you handle not making money every week as a trader? It's obviously not easy, in complete honest. It's pretty hard. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. What's the mindset coming into today?
I think the reality is, right, is I don't really care about the Fed today. I'll go back to this, what we said when, Trump did the whole tariff announcement after obviously the major announcement. What could Powell possibly tell us today in the actual number that we probably don't already know, unless there's a big surprise cut or a surprise rate hike, which CME FedWatch says that's probably not going to happen. There's a 3% chance of a cut. So no one's really betting on a cut or a hike. So I kind of don't really expect any major thing with the number. The market's probably going to be bullish, as it always is when the number comes in as expected. I'd be shocked if it was bearish considering the overall trend. Obviously, relatively big earnings week, especially today with mainly the Meta. I don't really care about Microsoft. I think that their earnings are always the same. So I know a lot of people do, but their earnings will come in strong. It'll be really upsetting for them if it isn't strong, but considering the leaps they're making in AI compared to everybody else, because they were so far behind, it's probably going to be good. And then Meta is obviously just strong, it's going to probably most likely come in strong. So I'm not sat here like expecting the world today. It's probably just a day that we need to get through and then, see the tailwind of it tomorrow. Right now, the overall chart, I mean, we've got a good sell-off. Now we're just doing this, sideways, grindy, slow up movement. There's just no denying that dollar is strong right now. Until we get a reason that it's not strong, I am just looking for a smaller rotation to the downside. I can't be a seller down here. I want to see some sort of rally that we can fade after they open, and then we can just sell it into the lunch hour and maybe, get out of it before FOMC. But my expectations are low. So if we get something clean, it'll be nice. And if not, we won't touch it. And that's just how it is, That's just how you actually have to trade this market, because everyone can say it, but these days naturally are pretty slow. They won't give you much. There's the rare occasion they're stupidly clean and everyone gets left on the side. But for me, I don't really care about today too much. I just want to get through it, live through it, and, catch the tailwind of it all, really. Can I briefly go over the trade I took at midnight? Sure. So it's a 15-minute high right here. We get this SMT, and then this obviously pushes up, takes that high. The moment we close through this with this SMT, and then take it here, because for me, this is just horrible. I could have taken it here. I would have not got stopped, so it doesn't really matter. But basically, after this closure, sold here, stop above here, TP here. So just call this, I guess, cliff. Some people would call it, whatever. How do you handle not making money every week as a trader? It's obviously not easy, in complete honest. So it's pretty hard, like from an emotional standpoint, because when you're relying on it to pay your bills, but then I just remember the months or the weeks that I had nothing but winners, and I got paid more than I ever needed to in those weeks. So it's just about offsetting losers and winners against each other over a period of time, right? You can't just suddenly get upset because you're losing on a Wednesday. Where are we for 10 to trade? What happens at 10 o'clock? We went over this a couple of weeks ago. Does anyone care to tell Justin what happens at 10 o'clock? Typically for SMT, like depends on the trade or what I'm setting up. So like here, this is sub 1 minute. Okay, so we get a 4-hour open, but what do we also get? What time frame opens at 10 a.m.? So we get 4-hour, we obviously get an hour. What else do we get? All of them open, other than everything above the 4-hour. So we don't get a new daily, we don't get a new 12-hour. So we get all of the time frames below the 4-hour open at 10 a.m. The 1 minute, the 3 minute, the 5 minute. If you want to be positioned in this cell in here, how could you do that? Well, at 6 o'clock at the 4-hour open, you're looking for price to trade higher, so you can position in that and then sell lower. So we go to the hourly, 6 opens up. You could probably got baited in here. This was 9, trade a lot higher, close below, 10 a.m. opens, 10 a.m. is set to expand lower. So it's your job to get positioned in this wick. Do that on the hourly at 9:30, the 5 minute opens, indecision up here, no candle, go down to the 1 minute. So like your job yesterday was just to try and find a sell in this area off of the open, right, from over here, 4-hour wick. If you're wrong after some of this pullback and it trades higher, you're wrong. The end. Move on. You have a new candle at 10 a.m. Trade it then. So that's why I typically trade these 4-hour opens, because I'm able to be in the open high, low close of the higher time frame candle. And I'm also able to use that to then get positioned in as many of them as possible, which allows me to go to a lower time frame to frame that. So anyway, let's get back to actually the question that people asked, right? Why do I choose to trade Apex over Topstep? Well, the reality is that Apex allowed me to trade 20 accounts. Topstep allowed me to trade 3. The opportunity to earn at Topstep was a lot better. The rules were a lot worse, granted, but Topstep's scalability and payout was just crap. Just call it what it is, right? You could trade for 5 days, $150 a day, and get paid 50% of what you make, or you trade for 30 days and get 90% of what you make. But the reality is everybody that I knew that had traded for 25 days consistently got moved to live before they could take the payout. And moving you to live is actually just a way of saying, we don't want to pay you all this money, but let's put it in a live brokerage, and then you can trade it, and you can then follow our daily loss limit, all of these other things. And it's like, that's not interesting to me. I want to be able to take the money, trade it, put deposit it with a broker, and then I trade it the way I want to trade it. You keep your 10% of the money we make, and I'll take mine, and that's it. But look, Apex have intraday trading drawdown, which sucks for 99% of people, and Topstep have end of day drawdown, which is great for most people. However, there are companies out there that just beat Topstep in every regard. They're cheaper, whatever. But I'm not here to talk on prop firms. You asked me a story about why I chose Apex over Topstep. That's the reason.
This presentation is for educational purposes only. All of the symbols, trading ideas, and live trading are for demonstrational purposes and are not recommendations or trading advice. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. All of the information and opinions expressed by third-party guests are their own and are not necessarily those of NinjaTrader, LLC. Trading futures involves substantial risk and may not be suitable for everyone, and trading futures can result in losses greater than the initial required margin. Traders should only trade futures with risk capital. Risk capital is money that you can afford to lose without jeopardizing your financial security or current lifestyle. You can find additional disclosure information on the NinjaTrader website.